Yeah, thank you, Dalibor. I actually took 2 pages of notes. That was awesome stuff. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for joining us here today. Again, we're very grateful. I'm very grateful that you are all part of NHT, that you're on this call, this webinar to learn more, to become more. I truly have an incredible respect for people that want to learn more, want to develop more, want to become more, want to earn more. So that is what the top 5 percenters do, right, in life. So I want you all to do me a favor. I hope you've been taking notes because Dalibor gave you some, not golden nuggets, but diamond nuggets. And I hopefully will stay on his standard. So here's what I'd like you to do is write this down. I'll give you guys a second just in case you don't have a pen. That 5%, maybe 10%. We've all heard about the Pareto's principle, this great Italian philosopher, where he said and shared that 20% of the people will always do 80% of the work. 20% of the people in all businesses will always make 80% of the money. This is law. And I find after 23 years in network marketing, building my organizations, 16 years here with NHT, I find that 10%, maybe a little less, that are the ones that are driving it, that are the ones that are developing it, the ones that are making the most money. So it's really important for you to understand if you want to make money in NHT, you have to learn how to become a 10%er. Here's the thing that is happening, not just in network marketing, but business in general. People will go along and they'll develop a business. Okay, so they'll join an NHT or they'll join another network marketing company, and and they'll come along and they'll work hard for a year or 2 years, or maybe 6 months, and they'll say, "I'm not making any money," or there must be some reason with the company or the products because I'm not making any money. And then what ends up happening is they'll start looking at other opportunities and other products and say, well, maybe if I join this new company and I'll start selling these products, I'll make more money. No, 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 no. It doesn't work that way because you're going to still have to do the same thing that you weren't doing in NHT in this new company. You're going to have to still recruit and prospect. You're going to still have to sell a lot of product. You're still going to have to work on yourself and develop your skill sets. So to be truthful, to help you understand, and this is when I got started, I understood if I wanted to be $1 million earner, if I wanted to be at least a six-figure earner, above average, I needed to learn how to become a 10%er. I needed to learn to become a 5%er, whatever it is, because it doesn't matter if you're in athletics, you're in any kind of business that's performance-based, you will always find that the top 10%ers will always make the most amount of money. Will always make the most amount of money. So I'm working with Dalibor, as we all know. I've made myself available to his team. You can imagine there are hundreds and hundreds of groups around the globe that would love to get access to me right away. So this is the point of the call. I want to help you guys understand that I am committed to you all that put the effort and the commitment to succeed. One of the top personal development trainers, self-help gurus in our lifetime, Anthony Robbins, in his book Unlimited Power, which is actually the first personal development book that I've ever read, he stated that if you want to succeed in business, you want to succeed in life, you have to find the people that are succeeding in life and succeeding in business And all you have to do is duplicate, work with them and duplicate their philosophy, their work ethic, their mindset, and their strategies. And it's law that you will get the same results. So you can imagine me at the age of 26 when I read this book, and when I started reading that chapter. I read that chapter over and over and over again. I recognized that if I surround, because I'm on a scale of 1 to 10 at that time, I was probably a -10. But my burning desire was well over 100. Like, if you touched me, I would be burning at that time. Still today, I have that tremendous burning desire. So when I first got started in network marketing, and I had Dan Cato in my upline and a few other people in my upline, every single day at that time, when I got started, I was working 80-hour work weeks in my other business. And when I got started, I chased my upline every single day. A lot of them wouldn't call me back, but that didn't stop me. Every single day I would chase them. I would want to know how to do this, how to do that, how they could help me, because I recognized that if all I had to do is just follow what Anthony Robbins shared. And I remember when I was in playing a high level of sports growing up, that was the one thing that I recognized when I played with better players, or players that were at my level, that were wanted to work harder and become more. When I surrounded myself with those people, I would be better myself. So it really fascinates me. There's many people in NHT that get started and they just go out and do it themselves. They're not getting the help from their upline. They're not chasing their upline. And ultimately, if you follow through, the squeaky wheel will always get the most attention. The person that's doing the most will always get the most attention. So please understand me. Dan Cato, myself, and Dalibor has fallen into this paradigm, is we have the legendary support. Very few companies and leaders in this industry that are founding distributors will, believe me, and you can go and join hundreds of companies out there. Very few people that are founding distributors do what Dan and I have done. Very few of them have accomplished what Dan and I have accomplished. Very few of them, or if not any, have traveled. You know, Dan and I have traveled to more than 110 countries together. Very few, if not any, have done what we've done in that area. So the point of this webinar is we wanted to permeate your conscious level. If you really want to succeed in NHT and succeed in your life, I've got a template that works. Dalibor is following that template, and we're sending out our energy out to all of you to help you understand that if you want it, we're going to be here to work just as hard to get you where you want to go. There's no secret the last 5 years that we have had in NHT, 5 years of consecutive double-digit growth. In a few years, we were triple-digit growth. This year, 2016, we'll have another year of minimum double-digit growth. And most of you understand, I hope, that this is very unusual in network marketing, or most companies that between their 10th year and 15th year, that they're growing this fast, this great. So there's something very special going on with NHT. So a couple things, keeping that in mind. So if you have the hunger, you have the desire. Okay, here's the thing, guys. Here's the thing. You know, most of us start the business part-time. And we have a full-time business, career, job that are taking up most of our time. And we're doing that in most cases in that business, in that job, etc. We're doing that because we have to feed our family. So I'm a classic example. When I got started in industry, very few people had less time than I had in terms of working the business. So the first step that you need to do here is get back with us, Dalibor and I, and we can help you with a business plan. The second step is you need to understand that why you're doing this business. So if it is to create a lifestyle like I have, then what you need to do is treat this business as a full-time business, like a job that you're going to, where you're going to set hours. If you have 3 hours on Monday and then 1 hour on Thursday and 1 hour on Friday, set it in like you're going to a job. This is what I did when I got started in the industry. Second thing is you need to be all in. This is one of the challenges in this industry because investment is not that great. You know, believe me, if we took $100,000 from you, you're gonna be committed because of the money, yeah, right? So the investment is not strong enough. This is why your why needs to be the essence of why you're doing NH2 Global, and you need to be all in. You know, you cannot succeed at anything in life if you're going into lose weight. Let's say your goal is to lose weight in the new year, and you want to lose 30 pounds, okay? And you're not all in with exercising, eating right, maintaining a balanced lifestyle, getting enough sleep, you're not going to accomplish your goal. If you're a athlete and you know your goal is to get into the next Olympics and you're a swimmer, okay, so you want to become you want to make your national team, and you now want to, your dream is to be a gold medal winner. What are you going to do? Every morning, you're going to be out there with your coach. Every morning, you're going to be out there training, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock in the morning, training every single day for your goal. Not only are you going to train that day in the morning, you're going to be in that pool, you're also going to go land training after you go to school. And you're going to do several hours of land training. Then you're going to follow a diet every single day to maintain your prosperity and as a swimmer. Then you're going to have a coach that will help you with your mindset, how to work on your mindset, visualization exercises, and you're going to implement that every day. So a gold medal winner knows they really want to become a gold medal or silver or bronze, one of the best in the world in the top 10. They got to do that every single day. They've got to be all in. You know, I was talking to a friend of mine the other day who has reached out to me. He's in another company, and he's reached out to me because he wanted to be a full-time network marketer, right? And he's in another company. He found me online. He started talking to me about 3 years ago. The other day, he contacted me again. He says, Joe, I'm really looking for a home now. I think I'm going to move on to my next company, and I want to join with you. So I thought, okay, that's great. You want to join NHT, that's great. But I asked him, why does he want to join? Well, Joe, it's really not working for me. Okay, so here's what I asked him. His name was John. I go, John, can you do me a favor? Can you tell me in the last 3 years how many people have you shared the business with in your company? In the last 3 years, how many people have you shared the product with? And he said, I go, John, don't you have a contact list? Can you not provide that for me right now? And he says, well, Joe, I don't. I can't provide it for you right now, okay? Then I asked him, why don't you give me a guess? Just guess. You know, all I'm looking for is a round figure. And well, he said, He started stuttering, and then he said 70. Okay, 70 people he has connected with in the last 3 years. Okay, in building his business. 70 people. Okay. So then I asked him, how many books have you read in the last 3 years? What do you do with your mindset? I think, Joe, I've read about 2 books. Okay, I asked him what they were. One book was It by Stephen King. Okay, and the other book I never even heard of. It wasn't a self-help book. Okay, so here's the thing. He's a full-time, wanting to be a full-time network marketer, full-time entrepreneur. So I go, John, there is a problem here. I don't want to offend you, but in 3 years, you're telling me you've connected with 70 people, and you in your mind, you're saying your business is not working because of the company and the product. In your mind, that's a problem, John. And he goes, why, Joe? I go, John, if you opened up restaurants, if you opened up a restaurant in your city at the corner, the busiest corner, and you contacted 70 new people to come into your restaurant in the last 3 years, do you think you'd still be in business today? Well, Joe, if you put it that way, of course not. 70 people, you wouldn't even pay the bills. Of course, why do you feel network marketing is different? So there is a fallacy. Is we buy in because we cannot take personal responsibility for our successes and failures. And guys, look, my first year at NHT, I don't want you to compare yourself with myself, but my first year, I talked to over 900 people. We had no websites. We had one little product, Allura. It didn't even come in bottles. It came in these little pillow packs. No brochures, really no tools, no training, no countries opened. And how did I do $20 million in business? Because I went out and I had a business plan every single day, 3 people a day for that year. I read over and over again my goals every single day. I read the greatest books like The Science of Getting Rich every single day. I was on there. I was 150% all in. There would be no NHT Global, I could safely say that, if Dan and I weren't all in 2001, in 2002, in 2003, 2004. All in. So, for example, being all in is like the Albert said, going on his website, going on steamteam.ca, getting in those trainings. There is so much wisdom in there. It'll blow you away, blow everybody away what you can learn on there. You go on, every single day I'm posting something on NHT Global Community, right? I'm posting information on there. So if you're a leader, you need to get engaged into these things and reading and seeing what's going on and getting yourself engaged. You need to recharge your batteries every single day. It's very difficult starting it part-time because you have to have a big why and you have to be all in and you have to be committed to stay on track every single day. This is what 10%ers do, guys. Yeah, you can make good part-time money, especially with the NHT Global compensation plan and the upline. You won't get a better upline than Dalibor and I. And yes, you can fluke out where you get 2 people, one on the left, one on the right, and you can explode. The business will explode, right? But that only happens long term. I'm telling you long term when you're all in. All in. I've seen people in NHT work 5 hours a week. 5 hours in this business of being more effective than someone that's full-time in our business. So Dalibor gave you a critical system, very critical system. I know a lot of you, especially in the bidding, we struggle with our belief. We struggle with ourselves, and it's just human nature. We struggle with our, can we really do this? Why am I developing more leads? All these negative thoughts that come into our mind, We've all been through it. But here's the thing: is Dalibor shared with you a system that will enable you to get access to him and myself. And what we're sharing with all of you is all you need to do here in the beginning, in your first year, in your first 2 years. I was telling Dalibor early in the early years of NHT, I had a distributor that I was working with. His name was Charlie Golick. Charlie has passed away. His organization's still developing here and growing. And Charlie was an incredible recruiter because all he did was when he had a warm body, like what Dalibor saw today, he hooked up with Elsie in South Africa. Elsie showed a lot of excitement about the products. She hadn't even seen much. And Dalibor said, well, I'd love to have the opportunity, because Dalibor sensed the excitement there. I love the opportunity to introduce you to the founding distributor of the company. And he immediately messaged me, Joe, are you free? I'd love to hook you up. We went on, spoke to her. Now, she's gone from lukewarm to so excited, ready to almost get started with the business. So this is what Charlie did. Charlie recognized he had very little time. Charlie was a very unusual character. And I knew that if he kept any time longer with people on the phone or live, they would run away from him, especially women. So all I said with Charlie, all you have to do is just, once you get someone who's excited, who's looked at a video or whatever, just introduce to me right away. Right away. And he recruited so many people in his couple of years that before he passed away. It was incredible. It was incredible because he recognized, he followed the system. And what we're sharing with you, in today's environment now, network marketers, business people, they're looking for a home. And we've got the greatest recruiting tool ever, which is the Fortune magazine. We have good documentation. We're the fastest growing company in the world. Last year, number 2. This is the greatest tool I've ever had in the industry. And it's amazing people are still not using it. You get someone excited, I would recommend you introduce them to Dalibor that day. Text Dalibor, can you speak? You have 15 minutes to speak to this person. So by doing that, what we're doing is creating a sense of urgency. We're showing people, the support system in here. We're showing people that we are committed. We're all in. We're also showing you how to do the business, and we're helping you to do your business and develop that part of your business. And obviously, I will be, for the serious ones, I will be there to help in that process. So, just in recap, Dalibor and I are really excited about the momentum in his organization. He's got teams exploding around the globe. And I wanted to get Dalibor with a lot of the new people. As you know, Dalibor is an incredible recruiter, tireless worker. Every single day he's developing new leads. And we want to help you all, those that are serious, to work through his system, to start developing the leads, doing the things that he has shared and what I've shared, and we can take it to the next level. But please understand me, I will only put the time in if you're only on all in. Because I want to help you succeed, and I know that won't happen if you're not all in. You can be all in on the outside with your actions, but if you're not all in between your ears, it's so difficult to get you to the next level. And we all are big people here. I'm sure you all understand that. But now we have to finish this webinar. It's a great segue. How to get all in is you got to fall in love with your dream. We can create that vision and that dream for you. I can help you with that. That's what I'm greatest for. I was just sitting down, Dalibor has an incredible wife, Sasha, and she came out Her was I think her first event into Hong Kong, and I've seen her grow even since August, and I could see the desire in her. I can see that she wants to become more, do more, and she loves Delaware so much that she's pushing it on. She's pushing him to be that person that she sees and that Delaware sees, and he's worked so hard on developing himself and growing himself and understanding himself and taking to the next level. This is why Dalibor volume has exploded. Did it do it at the beginning? No. He had to go through things and develop things, and it was his process. But you imagine if you just duplicate what he's doing and then duplicate what I'm doing, you will get the same results. It is law. So when I got started, I was attracted to Mr. Cattle, Dan Cattle. I'm sitting in the back of the room. He's one of the Super Saturday speakers. And there was a whole bunch of trainers, leaders speaking that day. Dan comes up, and there was something about Dan that resonated with me. And all these years later, I wonder what that was, and I couldn't put my finger on it. He had a great attitude. I loved the way he communicated. But you know what it was? You know what it was, Dalibor? Yeah. You know what? Is that he was all in. He was more than all in. And as a former athlete at the time, I knew the only way that you can succeed was to be all in, 100% committed in every way possible. And that's when him and I connected, because I was the same. Even though I didn't have the skill sets that he had at the time, I connected at an energy level because I was all in. And here's what happens, guys, when you're all in. You will attract the same types of people that are all in, that want a better life for their family, that want freedom, that will have a big why. It's so specific in that vision. And they will do anything possible. I became all in. Not only did I become all in, I was never going to think about quitting. I put my feet into that cement, and they poured the cement around my feet, and I could never go anywhere because I was all in. I was fully committed because I loved my family, I loved my dream, and I was never going to think about quitting because I knew that's the only way that I was going to reach the top. So let me ask you a question. Let's say you and I are going to rise to the top of this hill. Okay, and I'm going to share this story with you. You are searching for success. You're searching for a reason to get to your why, lifelong freedom. And you realize that if you continue doing what you're doing in your life, things are not going to change. And you bumped into a gentleman in downtown. You were shopping with your wife, your girlfriend, and you bumped into this person. And while you're having a coffee, and he had said that he just came back from India, and he met this greatest guru in the world, and he shared these confidential secrets to becoming successful, and that his life changed, and he could see his success already becoming successful, and you were so excited from head to toe that, wow, look at this man. He met this guru. He's wearing nice clothes now. He's confident. He's going to be successful. He knows what he needs to do. He's got the secrets. So you decide, yes, your why is big enough. You decide that you're going to go to India. And you got the map from this man to where to go to find this guru. But this man said that he moves around a lot in that mountain because there's all kinds of people there that are monks. And it's very hard to find them, but If your why is big enough, you will find him. Okay? So he travels, he tells his wife he's leaving because and he's so committed, he's going to India and he will be back. But he never booked a ticket to go home because he knew that he would do whatever it takes to find this guru. So he goes to this mountain range and now he starts to make a climb. And he gets to the first station and he walks into this hut, and there's a man standing there, and he buys some stuff, and the man asks him, "What are you doing here?" And he says, "Well, my goal is to get to the top of the mountain because I'm going to meet this famous guru who's going to show me the secrets to success. He's going to give it to me." And the guy says, "Oh, interesting. Yeah, we've had a number of people come by here in the last couple of years. Wish you all the luck." Right? So he gets to the second phase, second station. A few hours later, he's really tired because it's very steep climbing that mountain. And he sits down for a coffee, has another discussion with a man there. And the man stated the same thing. "Yeah, we've had a number of people come through. Funny thing is, we never see him come back. And we've heard about this guru, but I cannot help you. Good luck. Wish you all the best." So he goes through the same stage 5, 6 times. Now he's more than halfway up the mountain, and he's finding it very difficult. He's 1 week into the trip, and he's finding it very difficult to get there. He's getting tired, and he gets to that, the 3/4 stage, and he's up at that stage, and now he's having second thoughts. Why did he come all over here? This is, what's the chances of me finding this guru, and all these negative thoughts. And so he sits down, he's dejected, and the man sits beside him. And he says, "You're here to see the guru, aren't you?" How did you know that? How did you know that? And he said, "Well, I could see it all over your face." And he says, "Keep on. The guru is up there. Keep on. But I'll tell you, one of the biggest challenges you have, I can feel it, is that you got too much baggage. You got too much baggage on your shoulders, and you got to let go of some of that baggage before you get to the top of the mountain with this guru." And he thought to himself, and then he left, and he thought to himself, interesting. Maybe I am getting tired, and I should let go of some of the baggage. And he asked the proprietor of that inn if he could leave some of this stuff there. So he got to his backpack, started unloading a lot of stuff, felt very light, and he started going up to the next station. He got there 2 days later. And he sat down, had another coffee, and a woman showed up and said the same thing. "You're here to find that guru, aren't you?" And he goes, "How did you know that?" And she said, "It's all over your face." And she said, he's asked her, for some advice. "Do you know where I can find him? Am I close?" And she said, "Well, yeah, you're very close. But to get there, you need to take baggage off of your shoulders. You'll never get off there." And he got a little frustrated. He said, "Well, the last guy, 2 days ago was telling me the same thing. I did. I took the baggage off my shoulders." She says, "No, no, 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 no. I think you misunderstood. It's not the stuff that you're carrying, but it's all your regrets, your failures, your disbelief in yourself that you've been carrying on your shoulders. You've been spending too much time in your past wanting to become successful, but you've been spending too much time in all that baggage. And that's the reason why you have not achieved your goals." So at that moment, he started to tear up. He started to tear up, and he understood. He understood why all these years later that he spent all this time searching for that dream, but meanwhile he was carrying too much baggage on his shoulders. He's so excited. His goal now is not to see the guru. he felt like $1 million, that he really realized what he needed to do to get to the top. So he got out of that inn and he ran. He ran. It felt like it was for hours, but he ran and he got to the top of the mountain. Nobody was there, but he felt like $1 million, that he was free of the baggage, that he was free of looking back at his life and saying, I'm a failure, I've disappointed everybody, I've let my habits get in the way of my dream, and now I'm going to dream. And he started to tear up, and he was so excited. He was looking at his wife. He couldn't wait to get back home. Couldn't wait to get back home to start his new life. So he starts running down the hill, and he fell and tripped up. And at that moment, a man was picking him up, and that was the guru. And the guru was the woman that he met in the coffee shop, in the inn. And she had this big smile on her face, and he said, you are the guru, aren't you? And she said, yes, I was the guru, but all I did was show you that to get to what you want in life, you need to focus on that and not what you don't have. Be grateful for what you have. Focus on releasing those boulders off your shoulders, your regrets, and you will reach the top. So ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to leave you with that thought. So our goal is to help you achieve greatness in NHT if you want it. If you want to remove that baggage from your shoulders, forget about what's happened in the past. Even if you've been here with NHT for a year and you haven't done anything, forget about it. Your day starts today. Get back with Dalibor. We can get involved in some coaching sessions. We can get involved in some action plans. I hope you follow our advice, because the next 3 to 5 years, I'll tell you, ladies and gentlemen, we're on our way to over $1 billion in sales. There's going to be a lot of money. There's a lot of money being made in NHT today. A lot of money. Incredible amount of money. And you can create a life here in the next 5 years where you're going to be able to pass your income down to your kids and your grandkids. This is a very special opportunity at a special time. We're launching into Mexico and Peru in the next 30, 60 days. Next quarter, we're going into Malaysia, and then later on in the year, Vietnam. So we're continuing to expand. It's a great time to be in NHT. New products, the latest STEM Renew product, which I believe is going to be $1 billion product. I got a call the other day from one of our distributors, and he shared it with his sister, who has a son that has major seizures since she was a baby. He is, I believe, 9 years old or 12 years old. Can't remember now. And at 9 years old, he's been shaking uncontrollably now, several times a day, to the point where it's hard to go to school now. And doctors don't know what to do. He's been on lots of medication, went on STEM Renew. STEM Renew, 2 weeks later. 2 weeks later, since then, he has had no seizures. Can you imagine that? No seizures for 9 years of life that he's had seizures. And now he has no seizures. Doctors couldn't help him. And one little pill full of food created that magic for his body to repair itself. The stories are coming in incredibly. And if you don't get excited by something like that, and you don't get excited about NHT Global being the fastest growing company in the world, you don't get excited we have 13,000 people in Hong Kong, I'm sorry, and you don't get excited where you're able to help one of the fastest growing entrepreneurs in the world getting help from Dalibor, then sorry, we can help you. So Dalibor, I'm going to turn it over to you. Thanks very much, everyone, and looking forward to hearing from all of you. Great things are happening. It's going to be an incredible 2017. Sunday is going to be our last day to qualify for the IRP in November. For those of you in Europe. We have got some incredible trip promotions to LA that's going to end in third week of December. So, Delaware, I'll pass it back to you. Thank you, Delaware. Good night, everyone.